I think relatively bad news for Alex Jones here. A judge has basically cleared the way now for his, business to be sold again. What a lot of people remember when the Onion bought Alex Jones, and they briefly, I believe, actually had control of the domain, or at least had taken it down. And that's one of those things that's kind of in my back pocket. Like, hey, did anyone actually go to jail for that? Because that was super corrupt. Like,
right.
The person who was in charge of selling the Alex Jones business didn't even take the highest bid. They just sold it to a leftoid to humiliate Alex Jones. And so then a judge overturned that. Like, what are we doing here? You can't do that. So it looks like the judge has now cleared the way for another sale. I always thought that Alex Jones was going to lose the InfoWars brand. I just didn't know how soon it was. He has a stupid $1 billion fake judgment. Will the Onion get it again? Probably not, because they weren't the highest bidder. And if you are a family who has extorted, getting money from Alex Jones is going to bring your kid back. Alex Jones didn't take your kid's life. I know that some people might think it's cold to think of it this way, but I never really get suing Alex. Like, money will bring my dead kid back. No,
exactly.
It's very weird. I think they got talked into it by activist lawyers and this, that, and the other thing. So it looks like his stuff is going back up for sale now. Now, to be clear, because businesses have certain protections, Alex Jones will just move to, instead of InfoWars, he's already set up the Alex Jones Show website. He has all that, he's basically going to be able to move it over.
Right. We had Harrison, who's a part of InfoWars on Monday, and he was like, yeah, we have a plan. I mean, it's kind of amazing that this has been in limbo for so long. I mean, at least 3-4 years where it's gone back and forth, and that entire, not just Alex Jones, but the staff and their families are kind of always waiting to hear what is the future of their livelihood. And I agree with you. I mean, I could totally understand why the parents initially took legal action against him. It was obviously a complicated issue at the time, and I know he's apologized for the things that he said. But it does seem like at this point, it is more about punishing Alex Jones for his entire career, not just what happened with Sandy Hook, and trying to destroy the brand that's there. I mean, I don't know if the Onion, this opens the door for the Onion to make another bid, and I don't know if they will at this point.
No way.
And then at that point, if the Alex InfoWars,
they got all the free clout. Actually, this is a win for the Onion.
Yeah,
they got all the free advertising, and they didn't have to pay.
And if his brand is so toxic, who is actually going to buy it? Because that would be validating that it's a real product that people are interested in. And at that point, when do the families get the money? That's what doesn't make sense to me. If you demonize his brand, what's the value? And if you're trying to settle up this what isn't it the GDP of France that he owes the families?
And also, what is it worth? Nothing. Because you own Infowars.com, but you don't own Alex Jones.
Exactly.
So I've had some talks with some other people in the space who have money, and it's we should just buy it. But it's why? No matter what happens, Alex is still going to move to the AlexJonesShow.com. Just because you own InfoWars, if I'm Alex, and even if a friendly buys my brand, unless they're willing to give it back to me, I'm just not working for anybody else. If somebody bought the quartering and they were bro, I bought this to, protect your brand, I still moving, because what do you unless you're willing to sign it back over to me for exactly what you paid, why would I give anyone else a percentage of ownership in my company? It doesn't make any sense.
I just one thing that I just can't wrap my head around this whole situation is, we can say that Alex Jones was insensitive in what he was saying and stuff, but what law did he break technically? How is this even escalated to the way that
they say it was defamation or libelous, but
against
who? Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you go down the line of people who were wrong here, okay, let's start at the person that did the crime. the loser that went into that school and did what they did. They're
Right.
not suing them.
Right.
Then they say, well, Alex Jones said that it was fake. And so then one or two lunatics went to our Facebook pages and harassed us. That's what Alex Jones is getting sued for. But again, he's not the one. If they want to sue somebody for harassment, it should be the people who are on their Facebook pages, not Alex Jones.
That's true.
So, like, you didn't sue the shooter. You didn't sue the school. You didn't sue the gun maker. You didn't sue, the people who are harassing you. You sued Alex Jones. Why? Because somebody, I believe, told them to. You know what I mean? Like, somebody lawyer,
that wanted to
leftoid
close
lawyer.
him down. Yeah,
Yes.
shut him down.
Yeah.
I think that is part of it. I mean, it is crazy that the biggest villain of the Sandy Hook tragedy, and
not
it
the
was
shooter.
tragic. I mean, it's sad. It's not the shooter. It's Alex Jones.
Right.
And he's been sort of a target for a long time. So I can understand where, like, I think the simplest conclusion is like somebody was like, now is an opportunity, and we're going to use this story to really go after him. But it's sort of like a waste of the legal process to me. Like, if you really are trying to get the family's money so they can, whatever they need to do with it, whatever, like, they're starting foundations, whatever reason they want this amount of money, this doesn't
over
seem like
$1 billion, by the way.
Right. I mean, but like are you expecting $1 billion sale of this? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And to a certain extent, I think that's why people don't cover it, because it's all these like micro back and forths. And like, to his credit, I think Alex Jones is pretty good about being like, we're about to lose InfoWars, like rallying
I know, he's
support,
grifting like crazy. Yeah.
Right. I don't even want to call it grifting, but like a little bit.
I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean, like, he's taking advantage of this to probably, like, when Infowars.com went dark, he probably raised more money than he ever has in his life. And I'm happy for him. I love Alex. He's a friend of the show. He's been on the show, even though he doesn't know the difference between the quartering and salty cracker and nerdrotic. He thinks they're all the same thing. But like, and I've been trying to get him to quit smoking for years. Every time I talk to him, he's like, I've got to quit smoking. And then like the camera goes off. And he's like, immediately smoking. I'm like, Alex. I'm like, I can still see. He was like, I'm not quitting.
This one doesn't count.
Yeah. I actually think one time I had him on live. He was just ripping grits the whole time on the show. I was like, dude, like, take a breath between the cigarettes. But we all have our vices, and I love Alex, and I will always defend him. He always has a platform on my show as long as I have it. But I do think, like, it's very dumb because, like, as you said, Hannah Claire, like, wouldn't the best way, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, or if either of you two remember, I feel like the winning bid for InfoWars was like a couple $100,000, like $200,000, I think was the winning bid. Yeah, maybe look it up and verify. But if I remember right, it was like almost no money. So if it's about getting the family money, like, why wouldn't you just tell Alex to peel off $1 million?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Alex, why don't you just peel off $5 million? Forget the stupid $7 billion whatever. Like, if it's about getting the family's money, then why did you have a $1.5 billion judgment? It was about shutting down InfoWars. It wasn't about...
Exactly.
So it was very weird. And then, like, the winning bid wasn't even the highest bid, correct?
Did you find offered, 1.75 million in cash and other incentives, according to PBS in December of 2024.
So less than $2 million, something that Alex Jones could probably pay in cash from barrels he has buried in his backyard, or money he's made from selling the
secrets, you crazy.
Well, I know he makes a lot of money selling ducks that he gets at the park because they're free and the government doesn't want you to know that. But like, again, that's why it was so weird. Like, if they were like, all right, Alex, all this goes away for $5 million, he would have raised it overnight. He would have sold hats and shirts, and each one of the families would have got, $500,000, and like, it's way more than the 1.5 million after tax would have been. The whole thing stinks. It's always stunk. And essentially it proved Alex right.
And it seems like it's in some ways, like, I know some people are like, the families are nefarious and they're involved and they want to shut down InfoWars. Maybe some of them do, but if some of them legitimately are like, being misled by lawyers or activists or whatever, then this is always going to feel like false hope to them, right? Like, oh, you're about to get this money and you can start your memorial for your kid or whatever they want to do with this money. Like, it seems like it's never going to happen. So like, we're all just like, I do think that there is a huge movement in this country of basically judicial activism. So putting people like Alex Jones or controversial figures in positions where you're just actually draining them by making them constantly.
He's lost millions being in court too. That's a great point.
Like that's almost how they shut down Infowars in another way. Or at least they hamstring it. If they can't totally shut it down, they just try to drain as many resources as they can, which is, obviously malicious and bad. But it just like, how long until this is settled? And it seems like the point of it is to keep it going forever so they can always keep a thumb on Alex Jones.
Well, it's like we talked about yesterday with the Conor McGregor suit, right? She offered, what was it? What did he say? A woman that he did heinous things to, very, very, very bad. She's going to be scarred for life, physically and mentally. Sues him. They offer her, $1 million to go away? I think it was $1 million or $2 million. And she says, no, I want this to go to court. She goes to court. She gets $200K and her lawyers get $1.4 million.
Oh,
right.
So her, it cost her $1.4 million to win $200K off Conor. Honestly, I don't care what anyone says. Like, I understand the righteousness of going to court, but if you asked her, if she had a couple drinks and you just asked her, was it worth it? She's going to say no.
Right.
She would have just said, anybody would have rather just taken the $1 million and got on with their life. Like, right. Because she took an incredible L. Conor McGregor's gonna be fighting at the White House.
And the thing about the Conor McGregor case, and this is gonna be unpopular, is like, because it's a civil case, they didn't go through like judicial means. I know it's complicated. I know we had a guest on yesterday talking about his connections.
Well, there wasn't enough to really make it a criminal case.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, in America, we just translate that to the civil case that was brought against Donald Trump, which I thought was bogus. And, they're not the same thing. They're different people, different circumstances. I don't know enough about what's going on with Conor McGregor to totally say, but like, it's just putting everyone in the worst position. And I think it doesn't end up with justice for anyone. Melonie, can you believe he just took a phone call during Estro's
He did. Wow.
How are you? How are your pets?
Oh, they're doing good. Yeah, they're just going crazy, playing like crazy, but doing good as a whole. Yeah, I had a stream last night and that went well. Had a good time.
What'd you talk about?
Oh,
we're just gonna catch up on
a lot of
we don't get to hang out.
A lot of Bible stuff. I'm trying to, my brain is kind of mush right now. Usually on Thursday mornings because I stream Wednesday night and then I go to bed, I wake up and I get right back to work right after. So then my brain is like, the days just mixed together. I'm like, wait,
right. It's like being, it's not like being a doctor, but it is like being on a 24-hour shift.
Yeah, basically just call me Dr. Mac.
You're basically a doctor. That's so funny. How do you pick what you're going to talk? I know that you do a Bible verse a day and you maybe have a system for working those, but how do you pick what you're going to talk about when you're streaming?
It's funny. A lot of times I just roll with it. I will just start the stream and chat will just be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about the NFL having male cheerleaders now? Or this or that or the other. And then it's just like, oh, wow, that's crazy. And then I look it up and we talk about it. So that's usually
I love that. I think that's the cool thing about going live at a consistent time. Because it's like if you had a standing phone call with one of your friends where you're like, let's just catch up on stuff,
Right. Yeah. So then you just how I like to do my streams is just have it where it's like I really catch up with what's going on with chat and we're just hanging out. That's what it is.
Do you have any more Michael Knowles or other appearance? You've been doing a couple different, it seems like kind of debates recently.
I have been. Yeah, I don't have one in the works right now. I was going to, but just scheduling conflicts and stuff. So it was going to be another one, but I'm sure there will be soon though. So
I'm sure chat will love it. I always think it's funny. I'll be scrolling Twitter. I'll be like, oh, look, Melonie. She's reprimanding the world.
Yeah, people are making people mad again.
Look, if you have a talent, you should use it. Am I right?
I guess.
Sorry, this week has been bad for contractors and I have because I have these damn German Shepherds, I have to always make sure they call ahead and I can let the dogs out. And now apparently I'm tangled. What a terrible, terrible day.
I just like that you walked off set.